right, good morning, everyone. Court is now in session. I am Judge Shannon A. Holmes, and I am the presiding judge on this morning for our special court. Good morning to everyone who is in the courtroom on this morning. Ms. Ruth,
Good morning, Your Honor.
good morning, everybody to check their cell phones. I've been texting this morning. Nobody's texting me back. Do y'all have me blocked this morning? Unblock me so y'all can get my messages this morning and respond back to me. All right, I'm glad everybody's in place in the courtroom, and I'm glad to see everybody in our virtual courtroom on this morning. Please make sure that during our court proceedings that you keep your system muted. Do not unmute yourself. I will ask you to unmute at the time of your hearing, and this is so that we don't have any background noises. It's on task, so make sure. Do not unmute yourself. I will ask you to unmute when it is the time for your hearing. Also, while you are in the virtual courtroom, make sure you keep those cameras so that I can only see up here to the top of your head. You see where I'm pointing? I don't want to see anything below that, okay? I want to make sure you know that we are in a court of law. I want you to also make sure that you know that I do eye hustle and ear hustle. So if I see some things going on in your house or in your background, I'm also a snitch. I'm going to tell on you. So make sure you keep those cameras where I can only see your face. On today, you're in the virtual courtroom. If you do not want to have your hearing this morning in our virtual courtroom, then please dial 313-965-2280. Somebody please put that in the chat for everyone. 313-965-2280. That is the courtroom number. Please call my clerk and we will schedule you to come into the courthouse. And so if you don't call the clerk, then I am going to make sure, I'm going to assume that you have agreed to have your hearing in our virtual courtroom, which is also streamed live on Zoom. With that, on this morning, I want to start by having our attorneys place your appearance on the record. Before I do that, do we have a court reporter that's on this morning?
Morning, Judge. Ronnie Dixon.
Good morning. Good. I see you now, Mr. Dixon. Good morning to you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to serve. I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting ahead of myself without a court reporter. Thank you so much for serving on today. All right, Mr. Reed, Mr. Ficus, if you could place your appearance on the record.
Yes, thank you, Judge. Good morning. For the record, Jesse Reed, Joint Court Defense Attorney, P23863. Judge, I'd like to make a motion, continuing motion, that my appearance be for all my clients this morning. Thank you.
All right, good morning, Mr. Reed. I see you, I hear you, and I am granting your motion.
Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Robert Fikens, P31894, Drug Treatment Court and Veterans Treatment Court Defense Counsel. I too would make a similar motion.
Thank you, Mr. Ficus. Good morning to you, and your motion is granted. All right, let's have the case managers place your appearance on the record. I see Mr. Yancey. Good morning, Mr. Yancey.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kenneth Yancey on behalf of Sobriety Court this morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, I see next, Ms. Cleveland.
Morning, Your Honor. If you can hear me, Toshi Cleveland, case manager for 36th District Court Sobriety Court.
All right, good morning, Ms. Cleveland. And Mr. Griffin?
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Griffin, Drug Court Case Manager on behalf of the Probation Department.
All right, good morning to you, Mr. Griffin. I also see that we have our veterans mentor and Mr. Sherry. It's good to see you this morning. All right, let's start. Mr. Scott, if you could place your appearance on the record.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Scott, veteran mentor for 36th District Court.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. All right, Mr. Kashiri, place your appearance on the record.
Good morning, Honorable Judge Daniel Kasheri here from the VHA Veterans Justice Outreach Coordinator.
Thank you and good morning to you. All right, we are ready to get started this morning. For those that are joining us, please make sure to place your phone on mute or your device on mute. Do not unmute yourself. I will ask you to unmute when I'm ready for your hearing. All right. No officer this morning. And so did someone get on early enough to see who dialed in first? Nobody did? All right, Ms. Drew. Well, this is what I'll have to do. That's okay. That's not your position. I'm just asking. Did you send me the docket?
I will yes, Judge, I will forward you today's updated document right now.
All right,
Your
wonderful.
Honor, we do have one graduate today. I don't know if you want to start with her while everybody's in the courtroom.
Okay, wonderful. Who's our graduate today?
Marquita Walker.
Where's Walker? I don't see her.
She's at the top corner, Your Honor, and I did send you a message, private message in the chat. I don't know if you were able to see
that. Well, so if I was talking, I haven't read chats yet. I'll read it.
Okay.
But I don't have a problem doing Miss Walker this morning. I'm good, Miss Cleveland. I'm not that good.
Okay. Thank you.
Miss Walker to unchat. Thank you to unmute.
Oh.
Miss Walker, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Look at Miss Walker. She's all dressed up this morning. This is a big day for you, Miss Walker.
Yeah.
All right. Let me place your case number on the record. I have the following Z802232. State your name for the record.
Marquita Walker.
Good morning again, Miss Walker. This is your day. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm teary-eyed.
You are. What you teary-eyed about, Miss Walker?
Tears. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. Without you and Miss Cleveland and the rest of the team, I wouldn't have made it. I don't think I would have made it. You guys really helped me. And I just can't thank y'all enough.
And you really helped yourself. And we are as grateful for you for reaching out and accepting the help that's available through the court and through the specialty court team, Ms. Walker. None of this could have been done without you. We needed you on the team and you got on the team. Life is different for you, isn't it, Ms. Walker?
Yes, it's beautiful. I love my new life. And yesterday was my mother's birthday, and she's up in heaven, and all my kids was there, and it was just beautiful. And then I graduate today, so I know my mother is proud of me, because this is what she wanted before she passed away. She just wanted me to get clean and sober and live my life different. And so I know she up there, and I know she happy, and she's proud of me now. And I know that.
What's your plan for going forward? I know she's proud of you as well. I know she is. What's your plan for going forward, Ms. Walker? What are you going to do? You won't be coming to court. You won't test. You won't have to report. What's your plan?
My plan is that I'm going to stay in outpatient treatment with Miss Gail and the rest of the team at the outpatient treatment. And I'm going to stay in team wellness. And I'm going to try to get back in school to get my GED. And also, Miss Cleveland called me yesterday, and she said that Dr. Allen, he has a program going on for NA. Yes, Dr. Alexander, for 90 days. And so I'm going to get in contact with him. I'm going to call him today. So that's my plan. And I'm going to keep God first and keep my prayers up and stay on the right track and just not pick up and use and stay clean and sober and be positive.
And so, Ms. Walker, you understand, and I know Ms. Cleveland gave you some information, and you have a great plan to stay on a path of recovery. Okay, somebody's in my courtroom with a wife beater on. Help them. Somebody need to help them. Don't know they pay me enough to look at. Okay. I'm gonna be safe and close to turn their camera off so I can stay focused. All right. And so, Ms. Walker, I'm sorry about that. Ms. Walker, you have a plan. It's so important to have one because, as you know, recovery is something that you're going to have to actively engage in for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah,
And you're gonna have
yes,
to do it every day. You're gonna have to do
yes.
it every single day. There can't be one day that you wake up and not do anything to work on your recovery. Every single day, you have to do something. I don't care how insignificant it is or how big and outlandish it may be. You have to do something to work
I
on
know,
staying on a path of recovery. And it
I
sounds
know.
like you're committed to do that. It has been a pleasure to have you in the program. I know that you've had some obstacles along the way. You had some things happen in the family, but you have
Yeah,
persevered. You have continued to keep your word. You've continued to do the things that you were supposed to do, not for us, but ultimately for yourself. And so I just want to encourage you that the resources that we have made available to you as a team, those resources are still available to you. They're
thank you.
not going anywhere. You don't need a court order to get the help that you need or the encouragement that you need, or the resources that you need. You know where they are. And so I want to encourage you to use them, to definitely use them. I also want to let you know that just because you finish our program today, we don't throw you away. We are still here. If you ever need to dial into the courtroom, reach out to Miss Cleveland, reach out to me, whatever you need to do to stay on track. We are here to support you. Even though you won't be on our docket, you'll still be in our hearts. So we want to see you be successful. And so I am
Thank
excited
you.
for you. Yes, ma'am. I'm excited for you on today. I do want to hear from Miss Cleveland. What do you want to tell me about Miss Walker?
Good morning, Your Honor. I am proud to present Miss Marquita Walker for graduation today. I respectfully move this court to discharge Ms. Walker from probation for the following reasons. Ms. Walker has successfully completed all conditions of of specialty court, and that includes all the required programs. She has completed her community service. She and I did have a discussion yesterday about her continuation of following her goals that she shared with the court, and also that she is going to connect to the aftercare recommendations that the court has provided to her. She's completed all of this, and I'm just very proud to present her today for your honor to discharge her from probation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Miss Cleveland. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens.
Yes, Judge, thank you. Judge, I'm going to make an motion in this case, but before I make that motion, I'd like to make a few remarks, if I may. I'd like to congratulate Ms. Walker for a
Thank
job.
you.
I'm sorry.
No, go
I'd
ahead.
like to congratulate Ms. Walker for a job well done. The program is not easy. It's not intended to be easy, but you accomplished all the requirements. You should be proud of yourself. We are proud of you. You look good. You sound good. You are a very valuable person. This is an elite program, and being a graduate makes you an elite person. So keep up the good work. Be safe. Again, we are proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. Judge, I'm going to make a motion in this case. The case can't be dismissed, but it can be closed with improvement. And my motion is that case number Z 802232 be closed with improvement. And congratulations, Ms. Walker, for a job well done, and be safe. Thank you, Ms. Walker. Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor, Your Honor, if I might add, Ms. Walker, what a great day it is for you.
Yeah,
You proved to yourself that you have worth, that you have perseverance, that you have the ability to get jobs done. Because this, as Mr. Reed said, this is a hard program. We are very, very proud of you, and we wish you well in the future. Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you.
All right, wonderful. I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in congratulating Ms. Walker on her successful completion of specialty court. Come on, let's celebrate her. Congratulations, congratulations to you. Okay. Mr. Reed, I am granting your motion. I'm closing the matter with improvement. Ms. Drew, Ms. Walker,
Yes, ma'am.
does she have any other outstanding matters at 36th District Court?
No, she does not, Judge. I said this morning. No,
Then
ma'am.
you are all set with us, Ms. Walker. Congratulations to you. You have what it takes to continue to do well. So all you have to do is get up every day and do it, okay?
I will. Thank you, Judge Holmes. Thanks, everybody.
All right, you'll get all of your paperwork in the mail. Hold on to it, okay?
I will.
All
And
right.
I will call you or Miss Cleveland if I have any kind of problems or I think anything is going wrong. I will pick up the phone and I will dial.
There you go. We're just a phone call away or a Zoom call away, okay?
Yes. I
Okay.
text Miss Cleveland so much. I know she'll tell you about that. I text
That's
her.
okay.
She be in court and I be texting her, trying to call her.
That's all right.
You're good. Have a good day, Ms. Walker, okay?
Thank you.
All right, take care. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Since I don't know the order, you all will have to be patient. But look, one of our requirements for special court is that you should be in the courtroom throughout all of the hearings. If we were fully in session, you would be in the courtroom throughout all of the hearings. And it's because you need to hear from each other. You need to be encouraged by each other. Somebody may say something that really helps you along the way. So I am going to call the remainder of my docket. I'm going to start with Carolyn Benjamin. If you could unmute for me, case number 18057866601. Ms. Benjamin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ms. Holmes, Judge Holmes.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. And so I'm having a hard time. It sounds like Miss Benjamin, but maybe the lighting is not all that great. But I believe it's Miss Benjamin. Does anyone else have a reason to believe that's Miss Benjamin? I think it's her. All right, Miss Benjamin. You've been doing well since the last time I've seen you. I saw you last week.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you've been doing.
I did my assessment with DRP last week. I had my first session Thursday with Mr. Burks. I still do my Zoom meetings. I picked up a little part-time job, nothing much starting with, but something to keep me busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Very good. And how are you feeling so far with having to manage all of the things that you need to do to work on you as well as your part-time job? How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I don't have any desire to use. I have thoughts, but I don't act on them, and I don't want them to stay there long. But it's totally different. I don't know what's going on. It's totally different. So.
All right. Well, look, I appreciate your honesty about thoughts, and I appreciate the fact that if you recognize that something's different, even though you may not understand what it is, but if it's helping you to dispel those thoughts, then it's good. Whatever's going on is good, and I want you to keep doing it, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. What's been a challenge for you since the last time I've seen you?
Eating.
But it's a challenge for all of us. Yes. I was watching something on the news this morning that talked about how the clothing industry or the department stores are going to, when people start going back to work, how they're going to make so much money because most people can't fit the clothes that they used to fit.
Yeah.
The pandemic started, right?
I had started walking, but some days are better than others. I'm not consistent with it yet. And then the weather keeps changing, so. But yeah, I'm going to do a cleanse today and see what happens.
All right, look at you. Get it together because summer months are coming. If everybody does their part, we're going to get through this pandemic. Get the vaccine, wash your hands, wear your mask, social distance. We are going to do this. And I'm out on the other side of COVID 19 pounds less than when I started. That's what I thought. Oh, right now.
Yeah,
All right. Miss Benjamin, what do you need us to help you with, if anything?
just stay available in case needed.
We are available. We are available. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Your case manager knows how to get in touch with me at all times. You know how to get in touch with your case manager. You know where we are in the mornings. We start court at 8:30, except on Wednesdays, we start at 9:30. And so we are certainly available. You are not in this by yourself. Okay, Miss Benjamin?
Okay, yeah, thank you.
You have any questions for me today?
No, not today.
Not today. All right. All right. But if you have any, I'm going to be seeing you quite often. So whenever you have some questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right. Very good. I'll hear from the case manager at this time.
Good morning again, Your Honor. This is Ms. Cleveland, and Ms. Benjamin is reporting accurately. It is also, as we discussed in staffing yesterday regarding Ms. Benjamin, she's on track. She's going to see you weekly. So her next court date would be via Zoom on April 27th at 8:30 a.m. And some of the matters that we discussed in staffing, I will definitely follow up with Ms. Benjamin after court today.
All right. Wonderful, Mr. Reed. Mr. Fikens, anything you'd like to say to Ms. Benjamin?
Yes, Judge, thank you. Ms. Benjamin, good report. Keep up the good work. We're proud of what you're doing. We know it's not not easy, but you're doing it. Keep up the good work and be safe. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Benjamin.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, if I might add, Ms. Benjamin, you are doing a great job. We are very proud of you. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Cleveland, when do you have Ms. Benjamin returning to court?
It would be April 27th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
All right. Very good, Ms. Benjamin. We'll see you then, okay?
Okay, see you then. Have a great day.
All right. You do the same thing. Thank you so much. Okay, I am ready on. Do we have Carol Gooden on? No Carol Gooden? All right. I also have Annette James. Mr. Yancy, Ms. James is not on. We'll talk about her at the end of the docket, okay? All right. What about Ralph Keith? Am I calling the right docket?
That's good. That's a community service referral. I think we adjourned that for next week.
Yeah, Your Honor, we adjourned that to April the 27th.
All right, very good.
27th?
Yeah, April the 27th at 8:30 a.m.
All right. Let me put case numbers on the record. SP 10307-631, SP 10307-621, and SP 10307-623. That's for Ralph Keith, and his matter has been adjourned to, I'm sorry, what's the date again, Mr. Griffin?
April the 27th, Your Honor, at 8:30 a.m.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. All right, I'm ready on Nicole Miller. We have Miss Miller on.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Miller. How are you this morning?
I'm very good. How are you?
Doing very well. Let me place your case number on the record. Case number 19409-7221. State your name for the record.
Nicole Miller.
All right, Miss Miller. Are you at work this morning again?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay. You working your program?
Yes, ma'am.
No issues? No issues, Miss Miller?
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Tell me something. I know I saw you last week. Tell me something that you've learned since I've seen you.
Just I really haven't learned much. What's that?
I said you haven't learned much?
No, just stuff at work. I've learned how to drive the high-low, and it's a new position for me.
Okay. Well, I hope that you are keeping your eyes open and your ears open to observe yourself, your behaviors, thought patterns, the things that you may be hearing, and some of the things that you're doing in the program, so that you can see accept some of the new things or new concepts that the learning experience. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes we just have to pay attention to it. We don't. I'm one of those people. I wake up every morning. I'm excited about what am I going to learn today. Because just when I think I've seen it all, I see something.
Wow.
I jot things down, right?
She's in court now. Hold on.
I need you to move the phone, please. Oh, right. All right. And so, Miss Miller, so as you just go throughout your day, when you notice something different about yourself, or you're in a class and you hear something that, you may think, I didn't know that, or I never saw it that way, you jot it down so that you can share it with us and you might be able to help someone else in the courtroom, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good, very good. Case manager, let me hear from you.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Miss Miller's case manager, and she is reporting accurately. However, she has been more engaged with her court ordered plan than she's describing. I have received documentation affirming that she is in attendance where she needs to be, and she's compliant with all the conditions that she's been ordered to do. So she might have forgotten some of the things that she's learning elsewhere, but I'm sure it'll come back to her. She might be a little nervous today. But other than that, it's as we discussed in staffing, she's on track and doing well, and she will be coming back within a week.
All right, very, very good. And that's why for the courtroom, for those of you that are with us, I'd like for you to I want you to keep a journal so that when you go to your meetings, when you're observing things, jot it down, put a date next to it, jot it down. Because those things are going to be helpful, not only to you, because we have so many things going on throughout our day, right? And so not only for you, but then when you come to court and you share them, they can be helpful to someone else in the courtroom. So this is for the whole courtroom, not just you, Ms. Miller. This is for everybody, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, very good. Ms. Reed, Mr. Fiken?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Miller, good report. Keep up the good work. We know it's not easy, but you're working the program. Be safe. And I see you're at work. Be safe at work also. Thank you, Ms. Miller. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, if I might add, Miss Miller, you are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. I know driving a high load can be tough too. So that's a good skill to learn. And
yes, sir.
You can apply it in other areas as well. So keep up the great work. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Ms. Cleveland, you have Ms. Miller returning to court on April 27th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Is that correct, Ms. Cleveland?
She's muted.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. Thank you.
All right. All right, Ms. Miller, enjoy the rest of your day. So good to see you. Be safe, and I'll see you next week, okay?
Okay, it was nice to see you, and you have a good day also.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Mr. Gooden is on this morning. Where are you, Mr. Gooden?
I'm right here, Your Honor.
Okay, you have to turn on your camera. I'm gonna ask you to start your Oh, I turned your video off. All right, Mr. Gooden, make sure your video is good. You muted yourself though. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. I think you're good. Good morning.
Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can. Good morning to you.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. I'm going to place your case numbers on the record. What are we doing with Mr. Gooding this morning?
Your Honor, I am presenting, I believe he was discussed in staffing yesterday. This is Ms. Rob's matter, but she's not available today.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got him mixed up for a second with someone else. He's already in the program. And so, all right, I'm sorry. Let's do it. Let me place those case numbers on the record. 207-102-711, U558-76320, U558-76720, U558-3920, and then case number 19057-93301. Mr. Gooden, how are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
All right, tell me what's been going on with you.
I'm not sure what to say. Okay, I'm at Emmanuel House. And,
Okay, that has that been a good thing for you?
well, it's fine. Well, I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't say I didn't really want to come here, but I had already stopped using, but it helps by me being here.
All right, thank you for your.
And I don't know what a challenge it would be for me to stay clean now that I'm, when I'm out of here now. But I had stopped, but you sent me here, so I'm here.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for your honesty. And so I believe that, and somebody can correct me, that you were sent there because we wanted to put you in an environment that was conducive for you to stay on track. Is my memory serving me correctly, team? That's why he was sent to Emmanuel House? All right. So I see nodding. See nodding
Well,
to me?
it's certainly that. It is certainly that anyway.
I'm sorry?
It is certainly that,
Okay.
If I didn't here, hey, well, I certainly can't use.
And that's a good thing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what are some things that you're learning while you're there?
Well, they have quite a few meetings every day. Quite a few NA meetings every day.
All right. And are you participating?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think of those meetings so far? Are they helpful to you? Do you learn?
Yes. They reinforce some of the things that I already think, but I'm just learning more about the spirituality of it.
All right. Very good. Very good. And are they treating you well at Emmanuel House, Mr. Gooden?
Yes, they do.
All right. I want to make sure that they are treating you well. And of course, not that I expected that they wouldn't, but I don't know what goes on when we send people or when people go to a third-party provider. And so you have to let me know so that I have an opportunity to address it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. What's been difficult for you so far, Mr. Gooden? If anything, respect to work in your program.
I don't know, what can I say? But well, I can't go anywhere or anything. So
okay. So has that been difficult for you?
Not really, just following the rules.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate that you're following the rules because I'm certain that the rules are in place to help you stay on track and to help you while you're on this journey. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything you need me to help you with?
With you as a judge, I guess not. I was trying to get my my driver's license has been revoked and everything. Plus, it is expired, and I was trying to get my driver's license or at least get a state ID or something. I'm just having a problem with that.
Oh.
Also, I also have some medical issues and things. I just have to kind of go through the process of getting those things taken care of.
All right. And so thank you for sharing that with me, Mr. Gooding. And so I want to make sure, I'm not certain who's covering for Ms. Robs today. Is this your case, Ms. Cleveland? All right.
Yes.
So we want to make sure between you and Mr. Kasheri, and I believe Mr. Scott, you're the mentor for Mr. Gooding.
I think Mr. Parker is my mentor.
Okay. All right. So
Jimmy Parker. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that individual, but we have veteran mentors that are assigned from 36th District Court. And Mr. Scott is one of those mentors that's a part of 36th District Court's team. And so between the three of you, I'd like to make sure that he gets in the process to get his state ID at least. Speak with
I haven't been involved with Mr. Scott.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Mr. Gooden. Let me finish my statement.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Please forgive me.
That's okay. I'll give you an opportunity to speak. And so I need between the three of you to make sure that we get information to the attorneys so we can determine the status of his driver's license. I don't know, I don't have that answer, but at least we can work on getting him a state ID. And then, of course, any medical issues, Mr. Kasheri, I know that you're coordinating with Emmanuel House. We'll make sure that he addresses those issues. Mr. Gooden, you wanted to say something? Go right ahead.
Right, I haven't been acquainted with Mr. Scott. Okay, but
Oh.
also I do need a driver's license.
Okay, we have to find out what's holding you up with your driver's license. As you know, the Secretary of State is not in full operation right now. And so that's why I asked between the team that we figure out what's going on and be able to give you some direction, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. Who wants to go first with respect to reporting out? As to Mr. Gooding, I know that Miss Cleveland is out today. Mr. Kasheri, do you want to start off?
Yes, please, Your Honor. Good morning. Thank you. So Ms. Robs is unavailable this morning, but we did get a chance to conference the case prior to today's hearing. Mr. Gooden is compliant with all of his treatment. He has been placed at Emmanuel House since March 11th. After a violation hearing since that time, he has been compliant with all individual and group substance use disorder programming. All UDS are negative per report. He was recently relinked to primary care to address some of his medical needs. Mr. Gooden and I did try to secure his state ID, and we were unable to do it online. So he does have some documentation that he will need to collect to get a state ID. In regards to his license, it was restricted before it was suspended according to the state site. And he would appreciate any help that the Veterans Treatment Court attorneys could possibly provide in terms of direction to resolve that, because that is one of his long-term goals.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Kasheri.
Oh, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I just wanted to add that his mentor from Veterans Treatment Court is Mr. Parker, and he has been compliant in contact with Mr. Parker.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last name that was said. And so, yes, Mr. Parker is one of our Veterans Treatment Court mentors. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not certain where he is today, but are you here, Mr. Parker?
Yes, I am, Judge. I'm right. I'm watching everything.
All right, I don't see names. I don't see names. All right, very good. Good morning,
Mr.
Parker. Anything you need to update the court on with respect to Mr. Gooden?
Good morning, Judge. Yes, I did speak with him again yesterday, and he did express interest in, he said he wanted to get his license. He did mention that it was restricted, or you know, and so, but he did express interest also in getting his state ID. And so I did mention that when he spoke with you, when he speaks with you today, and you give him the opportunity, that he would express his concern about getting his state ID. He does. When I speak with him and I ask him, is he in compliance? And he said, yeah, he makes his meetings and that. So I try to encourage him, you know, to just be strong and hold out. And it'll be over before you know it, but you know, you still have to, you know, be in compliance. I try to get him uplifted somewhat, and I believe he'll do fine. But those are some of the interests that he had, and so, you know, with that, we're still working. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Parker. Anything else from any of the other team members as to Mr. Gooden?
Yes, Judge. Congratulations, Mr. Gooding. Good report. You're relatively new to vet court. Keep up the good work. And I would ask if we could get a copy of his SOS. We'll take a look at his driver's record. If Ms. Drew would send that, we'll take a look at it today, Judge.
I sure will.
Thank you, Ms. Drew. Thank you, Judge.
Uh-oh, Mr. Fikens, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Thank you, Judge. My apologies. Mr. Gooden, a good report today. We'll keep keep looking at your driver's license and see if we can offer some answers to you by the next time we see you. Thank you.
All
guys.
right.
All right, wonderful. Miss Cleveland, when did Miss Robs Gooden coming back to the court?
Your Honor, she has notated April 27th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
All right, wonderful. Did you get that, Mr. Gooden?
April 27th.
Yes, sir, next week, Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, at 8:30.
All righty.
All right, before you leave, I need everyone to join me in thanking Mr. Gooden for putting on the uniform and serving this country in our armed forces. Thank you, Mr. Gooden. We appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay safe. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Now,
you.
I labeled someone else's camera spot, Mr. Gooden. I don't know who that is. My apologies. And so I'm just going to put a question mark up. If you're not Mr. Gooden, you have to put your name in. It helps me when I have the names of individuals. All right. Take care, Mr. Gooden.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Give me just 1 second, please. Okay, I thank you for your patience. I'm ready. In the case of Dennis Pringle, Mr. Pringle, if you could unmute for me, please. Where's Mr. Pringle? Oh, Mr. Pringle, I need you to unmute for me. There you are. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
State your name for the record.
Dennis Pringle.
All right, Mr. Pringle, let me place your case number. Please place your case number on the record. I have the following. I have case number 20044999701. How are you this morning, Mr. Pringle?
I'm blessed in yourself.
I am too. I am too. All right. Are they treating you well, Mr. Pringle?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part you
I
said.
can't complain. I'm not going to complain. It wouldn't help no way.
That's right. I appreciate the fact that you embrace this whole program and you're working it, or it appears that you're working it. Are you working the program?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. Very good. And so tell me what you've learned. I know I see you weekly, but have you learned something about yourself or about the program since the last time I've seen you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I talked to Mr. Stan over here, and I was, like, unlike a lot of these guys, while I was sent here, wasn't really, I shouldn't say narcotics or anything like that. However, we talked, and he was like, it's more so anger, because I wasn't really a drinker or a smoker like that. But when I did, I indulged in smoking marijuana and drinking beer or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't have a problem with it. He was like, we talked a little. He was like, well, your anger is what got you here. And then added a little marijuana or beer to it, subdued my judgment of character. So, but yeah, after listening to some of these guys, I couldn't do it. I mean, I'm not going to ever. They say never, but I'm going to say never. I'll never do drugs. Never. The way some of these guys act and looked and lost, some of the things they lost, that's a lesson for me, just being around them. So I'll never do that.
I love your commitment to what you won't do, but what I will tell you is that I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be a drug addict. Right. I want to lose my house. I want to lose my wife, my husband, whatever you lose. I don't think anybody does that, but it can happen. And it can happen because it'll start off small. Okay. And then you can ultimately, it can, lead to some of the more detrimental things that you've seen where you are. And so the bottom line is that, it can happen to anyone. It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter if you grew up in a single parent home or you had both of your parents in the house. It can happen to anyone. And so, I'm glad that you're keeping an open mind and that you acknowledge that your anger, and then when you mix it with some other substances, it puts you in the problem category, right? Then we have some things we need to work through, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so I'm glad that you're there and that you're working on yourself, that you're working through some things. I hope that you're keeping an open mind as you learn some things about yourself and be willing to work on it. Be willing to work on it. All right. What do you need us to help you with, Mr. Pringle?
Well, I was still waiting to hear from I think it's Wayne County as well, the Taylor, Michigan. Exactly what I have to do. I was trying to get word last week, but I haven't received it from anyone like Ms. Rob or Sheer or a couple other people. I'm asking for help to get that taken care of so I can get my driver's license back, but I haven't heard anything yet.
All right. And so you have some outstanding matters, and I'm certain that they'll get back to you. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time just because, everybody's working skeleton crew and working remotely. And so Ms. Hobbs is not available today. I don't know if someone on the team has any answers with respect to the status of your driver's license, but just give us a little time, okay?
I am. Yep, I am.
All right. You have any questions for us today, Mr. Pringle?
No. Just that one matter as far as my license, but other than that, no.
All right. Who wants to, from the team, speak first with respect to Mr. Pringle? Mr. Kashiri, would you like to go first?
Yes. Good morning. Thank you again. So Mr. Prinkle is in phase 1 of the program. He was placed at Emmanuel House Recovery on April 6th following some violations. He is presently engaged in compliant with all individual and group substance use disorder programming. He's also engaged with our HUD badge program through our homeless department to procure a voucher for sustainable housing once he completes residential. A CWT consult was remitted on his behalf to get him possible employment with the VA, and he continues to engage with Mr. Scott, who is his mentor. He is compliant with everything, and all of his UDS are negative per report. In regards to the legal matters that he had discussed that were outstanding, we are trying to get some information from Taylor to figure out what we're dealing with to resolve some issues and restore his license. Any additional assistance from Veterans Treatment Court's attorneys would be appreciated, but he's doing very well.
All right, very good, very good. Mr. Fikens, I see you leaning in. You have something you want to say?
Oh, no, Your Honor, I just was looking up his, Mr. Pringle's record as much as I could. We can assist you, Mr. Pringle, and we'll just ask the court to provide a copy of the SOS to both myself and Mr. Reed, if Mr. Drew could do that.
I sure will.
Judge,
Very good. Mr. Reed? Mr. Reed, were you saying something? If you
yes, Judge, I was looking at a copy of Mr. Pringle's SOS. I didn't see that there were any drinking and driving cases. I did see that he had an outstanding matter in Taylor and in Jackson, Michigan. So those matters should probably be looked into by Mr. Pringle. But I don't think he's going to need our assistance for a restricted license through drug treatment court, because I did not see a drinking and driving case on his SOS. But he does have at least 2 outstanding matters, one in Taylor and one in Jackson, Michigan.
Okay, and so I know someone's standing in for Ms. Robs on today. Let's make sure we note the file, have the case manager reach out to both Taylor and Jackson, Michigan. Let's just find out what he needs to do, what's out there. It may not even be as bad as he thinks it is, and so let's find out. And then Mr. Jackson, Mr. Pringle, it's going to require some work on your end in order to get those things squared away, because I have no authority in any other jurisdiction, in any other court other than at 36th District Court. And so once they find out what's going on, you will have to take care of those things. But ask questions if you're not sure, because I don't want you to get hopeless in the process. Ask questions, and we'll be able to help you as much as possible, okay? Are you on mute, Mr. Pringle?
No.
Okay, I can hear you now. Wonderful. Mr. Scott, anything you want to add as to Mr. Pringle?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just in addition to what has already been said this morning, I will concur with the court that since Mr. Pringle has arrived at Emmanuel House, he has truly embraced the program. The only thing that I would interject at this juncture, Your Honor, is for Mr. Pringle to continue the wonderful attitude that he has displayed each and every time he presents to the court, as well as being open to receive additional information, no matter what conduit it comes through. The last thing that I would strongly and emphatically stress to Mr. Pringle is just trust the process. He has heard Mr. Kashiri, yourself, my sage fraternal brother, Jesse Reed, and Mr. Fikings exude encouragement to him. And I would just strongly stress to Mr. Pringle that the vicissitudes and vagaries of life are going to show up for all of us. Just trust what we have in place in our network, and that will get us through that. So that's all I want to say to Mr. Pringle. Just keep up the good work, Mr. Pringle. I'll be there to see you this week.
All right, thanks.
All right, very good. If nothing else from any of the other teammates, I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Pringle for putting on the uniform and serving in the armed forces. Thank you, Mr. Pringle. We appreciate your service. We certainly do. And so I I believe Miss Cleveland or whoever's covering for Miss Cleveland, that Mr. Pringle will be coming back on April 27th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, and I will follow up to investigate those two matters for Mr. Pringle regarding those other district courts.
All right. Did you hear that, Mr. Pringle?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Miss Cleveland. All right. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day and be safe. Okay, Mr. Pringle?
You do the same, Judge.
Thank you. Good to see you. All right. I am ready on Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson, unmute for me, please. There we go. I have the following cases for Desi Richardson, SP 106-06801, and case number 200-572-3501. Mr. Richardson, state your name for the record. Oh, you're still on mute. Unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Desi Richardson.
Good morning, Mr. Richardson. How are you?
I'm blessed, Your Honor. How are you?
One that I
too. All
don't
right.
you have a Robert?
Hold on, Miss Cleveland. Mute yourself.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You're in two places. What's going on?
Who in two places?
You.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I have you.
I'm a
I
focus.
apologize, Your Honor. I have you on my phone, and I have you in Miss Hall's office.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Mr. Richardson, what's been going on with you?
Yes, ma'am. I just been doing a little community service, helping my nephew. We made this past week, we made about 400 plates and passed them out. Senior citizen homes. They had some to go to the hospital and to the 9th Fire Department. So I've been.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And I wanted to speak to you on that behalf because I've completed my 40 hours community service that was requested of me.
Okay, wait, hold on, Mr. Richardson. You have to make sure you go through your case manager because
Yes,
they are the ones that have to verify that you've successfully completed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, but it sounds great. I love to hear about people giving back to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We appreciate your service.
My understanding, ma'am, the last time we talked, they had verified that.
Okay, but you know your case manager isn't here today.
Yes, ma'am, I know. I just found out.
If it's been verified, then you are in great shape, okay? I just don't want any misunderstanding for someone to say, well, the judge said, and the case manager, but if it's been verified in the past, then you're good. If it hasn't been, then she has to verify it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What else you want to tell me about what's going on with Mr. Richardson?
And second of all, Your Honor, I have the attorneys have assisted me along with you with trying to help me get my license back straight. And we took care of that also, with the exception of I have to pay reinstatement fees. And I have the money order. My nephew gave me the money order. And I've been trying to find out, who do I make it out to, Secretary of State or to 36th District Court? Because I know things is a little difficult right now with 36, with the pandemic. And so I was trying to find out who do I make it out to so I can get it in.
All right, so I'll have Miss Cleveland or whoever, because I try to stay out of the lane that I don't function well in. And,
yes, ma'am.
And that's one of them. So
yes,
Miss Cleveland, does he owe, or Miss Drew, I think I muted the line, but he has reinstatement fees. Where should he pay those reinstatement fees, or the attorneys, whoever has the answer?
And I don't, right.
Go ahead, Mr. Fikens.
Well, I just say, I don't know whether 36th District Court, Mr. Richardson, is allowing people to come down. Assuming they are, you can come down, you can mail it in. I'd recommend that you work through your case manager to facilitate that. That will be the easiest thing, I believe. The money order gets paid to 36th District Court. The money actually goes to the Secretary of State, however, so you'd have to get clarification from them. I believe you just owe reinstatement fees, so you can work with your case manager on that, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you get that, Mr. Richardson?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to know who to make it out to. That's all. Thank you. I'm glad. 36th District Court.
Yep, but I don't want you to just mail it in, okay? I
was going to bring it in.
Well, we're not letting people in the building right now. We have to go back to a different phase. And so I want you to follow Mr. Fikens' instructions to work with your case manager and let her tell you how to get those funds to the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we do that?
Yes, ma'am, because I want to get it out of my hands.
Get it out. Look, write our name on it. That way you won't be able to spend it. How about that? Go ahead and put 36th District Court on it and you won't be able to spend it.
Yes, ma'am. I don't want no trouble.
Richardson, no trouble. How are you feeling about where you are with respect to your journey? How are you feeling about it?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, I'd like to commend all my team members. And most of all, I'd like to commend you because you said something to another gentleman today that really lifted my spirit and inspired me about what can happen to anybody out there in them streets getting caught up when they said what they won't do. You know, you never know what'll happen to you, and it can happen to anybody. And I didn't think that you recognized that part about you could be rich, poor, single, come up in a dysfunctional family or a good family. You know, things happen. That's just a part of the adventures of life. And for you to bring that to the forefront and let somebody know that, including myself, that you recognize that being in the position that you're in, it was really uplifting, first of all. And second of all, I want to praise my higher power for bringing me out of that slumber. And hopefully what I ask of my God every day is to help me be a better vessel for him, to do his bidding. Yeah. And with that, I leave the rest of the words up to my team.
Mr. Richardson is running things this morning. He said, I have spoken and now I yield the floor to the team.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Mr. Richardson, look, I wear this robe because this is what they told me I have to wear for my job. But I will tell you and share with the courtroom, which I've shared many times, that part of my passion for what I do is I've had, 3 brothers that had to overcome substance abuse. And one of them who spoke at my investiture when I first became a judge, and he shared his story, and I was shocked because he's not ashamed of it. He's my closest brother. He's baby boy, I'm the baby girl, and we run things. That's just who we got. We were my mama's favorite. I was my mama's favorite. He was her second favorite. And so I battled with him, and I was very young, very, very young when I battled with him. But to see him, he's a chemical engineer, very educated, made a lot of money in his life. And he has now been sober for, I think he told me the other day, 32 years that he's been sober. 32 years sober and you name it, and he did it. And
yes,
so
ma'am.
When I say to you that it can happen to anybody, this is a man who got up every day and went to work at Dow Chemical and was one of the first African-American supervisors at Dow Chemical in Plaquemine, Louisiana. They recruited him out of Southern University, and yet he still had an addiction. and went to work every single day, a father, children, and he has an incredible story. Someday he'll get to share it himself. But so I battled up close when I didn't even understand addiction. I battled because I loved him and I could
Right.
see beyond his addiction. I could see the value in him. And so every person who comes into this courtroom, I try to see you beyond your addiction. Nobody wakes up. I know for certain my brother didn't wake up one morning and say, I want to be a cocaine addict and have my whole life spiral out of control and lose everything that I've worked for. I know he didn't. So I don't believe anybody does that, but I
Right.
know it can happen. So I applaud people who get in the fight because it was a fight. I applaud and I appreciate those who get in the fight. Doesn't mean every day you're going to win or that you're going to look like a champion. But what does matter is that every day you get up and you fight. And that's
Right.
what I appreciate about you all. And so continue to fight because it is 32 years. My brother says to me when he comes to Detroit, he goes to meetings. He still goes to meetings. 32 years of sobriety. He still goes to meetings every week. Not only does he lead and all of those things, but he goes to meetings. And I used to get upset with him about going, especially when he would come to Detroit. And he says, the day I stop meeting, the day I stop working on recovery is the day that I'm one step closer to going back to the crack house. And that was a wake-up call for me because I've gone to get him out of the crack house before. All back then, all 110 pounds of me, I didn't care. I loved him like that. And so, hey, whatever I had to do, I did it. And so, yeah. So you got
And today he loves you for it.
Oh, absolutely. That's my
Yes,
guy.
ma'am.
That's my guy. Yeah, we fuss and fight like siblings. Like we still 12 and, he's 11 years older than me. So, I knew everything, right? And he was 23 and I knew more than him. And so we still fight like that, but that's my guy and he's sober. So
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
up the good work. Keep up the work. It can happen. It will happen.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Anything else on Mr. Richardson from the team? Mr. Kucheri, you have anything on Mr. Richardson?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning and thank you again. So Mr. Richardson is compliant with everything. He completed substance use disorder programming through the VA back in February. He is not engaged in any ongoing treatment at this point through the VA. He is welcome to engage if he is interested, but nothing is clinically indicated at this time. He continues to engage with Voc Rehab, CWT, and he is compliant with all of the ancillary services that are offered at the VOA per their report. And he is continuing to maintain contact with Mr. Parker, the Veterans Treatment Corps mentor.
Very good. I'm sorry, y'all. The dog is barking and I don't know why. All right. Thank you, Mr. Kucheri. Anything else from any of the other team members?
Judge, I would just add, good attitude, Mr. Richardson. You look good. You sound good. Keep up the good work. We're proud of you, Mr. Richardson. Great attitude today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I hope the judge liked my tie.
I like the tie.
Let me unmute. Let me see that tie.
Yes,
I see you,
ma'am.
Mr. Richardson. I'm used to you dressing up for me on court days, right? You
Yes,
came in
ma'am.
casual the other day and my psyche had got off that whole day. I couldn't get myself together.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
nice. Yes, you do.
Thank you.
If I could just add, Your Honor, Mr. Richardson, I do like the tie as well, but great report today. Keep up the great work. We are proud of you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Scott, who's the mentor for Mr. Richardson?
I am, Your Honor.
Oh, Mr. Parker. All right, Mr. Parker, what do you want to tell us about Mr. Richardson?
Well, I can only say what everyone's already said. He's hardworking. He's very adamant in working through this. And if I'm allowed to, there's another concern that he had that he was wondering if there's a way to work down his court costs by doing more community service, and maybe he can explain that to you if you have the time. Because he says his nephew has a business and he can help him out, or he does help him out, but he wanted to know if that was at all possible. I do want to encourage him, he's very smart. He's very smart. man, and he's determined to get past this because he has things he want to do with his mother, getting home. He has so much that he has a great vision for when this is over. So maybe he'll express that to you a little more if you have the time to hear it. But I just want to encourage him to just keep on doing what he's doing, stay positive, and be encouraged.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Parker. And so this is what I will say with respect to the community service. I can't allow you to work for your nephew's business as community service. But what I would like you to do is get with your case manager, let her get some additional information. Because if you have an income, then you have to pay some of your fines and costs. You can't do it all in community service. Community service is designed for indigent individuals with no income or individuals who have income, but because of their circumstances, and that's through a hearing before this court, where I would determine that you're not in a situation to pay your fines and costs. And so since you do have an income, I want you to get with Ms. Robs, and then she'll come back to me with her recommendation and to the team, and we'll go from there. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful.
May I just add one thing, Your Honor? I do not have an income per se. He doesn't pay me cash. What he does is any financial, because of my financial situation, he may pay, like he's helping me with paying the money for me to be here at Volunteers of America. He's providing the money for the money order for me to pay my reinstatement fees. And he said, ma'am?
Those are all things that I need you to share with Ms. Ross.
Okay.
So she can make a recommendation to the team, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we'll go from there, okay?
Thank you.
All right, I need everybody in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Richardson for putting on the uniform and serving this country, therefore serving us. Thank you, Mr. Richardson. We appreciate
Thank you.
All right, very good. Mr. Richardson's return to court date, does anyone have that for me?
Your Honor, it's May 4th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
All right, wonderful. Did you get that, Mr. Richardson? I'm going to see you again on May 4th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Take care. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Your Honor. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. All right, very good, very good. All right, I'm ready on my next. Okay, I'm ready on the next matter. It's going to be Mr. Warhurst. Mr. Warhurst, if you could unmute your phone for me, please. Mr. Warhurst.
Am I muted?
Where are you?
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you are. Okay, let me place your case number on the record. I have case number U448-88318. State your name for the record.
Ralph Warhurst.
All right, Mr. Warhurst. I hear you, but I don't see you moving. Are you frozen on us?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Slow motion a little.
Okay. All right. That's okay. Look, I can hear you. I know it's you. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. Where are you this morning?
I'm at Emmanuel House. I'm in my room.
Okay. How are things going at Emmanuel House?
Really good. Real good.
They're treating you well?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
They're still feeding you well?
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you told us that last time. They're feeding you well. All right, are you participating in the services that they're providing for you at Emmanuel House, Mr. Warhurst?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, what do you think about those services so far?
It's beneficial. I needed it.
Okay, very good. And so you're showing up and you're doing your part?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am.
Wonderful, very good. And so, Mr. Warhurst, is there anything you need us to do to keep you on track?
The only thing I need to ask, I have an outstanding ticket in Wayne County. I just don't know what it costs to pay it. It was making an illegal left or something.
Was that with 36th District Court?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, does anybody have information on that?
I mean, I can give it my caseworker when the time comes, but that's just something I want to address to try to clean it up, you know?
Okay.
And Your Honor, if I might quickly respond, sir, if that's a 36th District Court matter, because you first said Wayne County, but I'm assuming that you mean Detroit.
Yes.
And if it is an illegal left turn, it is probably a civil infraction. If it is more than 1 year old.
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, yes, sir.
And if it's more than 1 year, thank you for the vote, though. I appreciate that in the next election. If it's more than a year old, the city will not dismiss it and it has to be paid. And there'll be a reinstatement fee along with that. I can look that up for you though in a little bit.
All right. So thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Give us an opportunity to look at it. And so, Mr. Fikes, depending on the age of it, you can make a recommendation to the court, okay?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, very good.
I can help you out a bit. It's about 3 years old.
Okay, that's okay. He still has to look it up. There's some things I need to know. All
Yes,
right?
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. What have you learned so far, Mr. Warhurst? You still new to the program. Have you learned anything about yourself or about what brought you before the court?
Well, I'm learning patience, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's a virtue. I'm also getting more in touch with the spiritual nature of things, you know, my higher power. Yet I'm working the steps. I'm actually putting an effort into it. So I'm getting a lot out of it.
All right, wonderful. As you all can tell, I'm working remotely this morning and somebody's mowing the lawn next door. My dog is not happy about it. So my apologies to you all this morning. All right, Mr. Warhurst, I'm glad that you are learning patience. Patience is something that you're going to need for the rest of your life, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Patience with yourself, patience with whatever process you're in, and patience with people. You're going to need it. No, it doesn't matter where you go in life. You will need patience in all three of those areas, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Other than that outstanding ticket, is there anything else you need us to help you with or any other questions you may have?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
No.
I still have your commitment to work the program?
Yes, you do.
Good. I'm glad about that. I think last week when I saw you, you had a something on your head that was worrying me. Are you taking care of business? That's all I need to know.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're taking care of it. Very
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
All right, very good. Make sure that when you have some discussions with Miss Robs, that you let her know. I don't want you to put it on the record, specifically how you're taking care of it, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do that.
I'm nosy a little bit, I'll admit that, but I also care, okay?
You have a good memory.
Sometimes. All right.
Judge, I looked the ticket up. You resolved it. You waived the late penalty fees. He owes $155 on the ticket.
Okay. All right. Very good.
You resolved it. You resolved it on March the 21st. You waived the late fees, and it's a prohibited left turn, and he owes $155.
All right. Did you hear that, Mr. Warhurst?
Yes, $155. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Very good.
And you gave him to July the 1st, 2021 to pay it, Your Honor.
July the 1st.
Okay. And if I need to extend that a little bit longer, Mr. Warhurst, I will.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
But you have to let me know if you need me to extend it.
I will let you know. Hopefully I'll pay it before then.
All right. Very
Would
good.
that be payable to 36th District?
Yes, to 36th District Court, but You'll have to talk with Ms. Robs so she can tell you how to get that money to the court, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure I'll have to put a ticket number down or some case number or something also, right?
Yes, but speak with Ms. Robs sooner than later, and then she'll tell you how to get it to the court, okay?
I'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. All right, Mr. Kasheri, do you have anything on Mr. Warhurst?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning again. Thank you. Mr. Warhurst is compliant with all of his treatment since he was placed with the Manual House, which was on March 24th. Since that time, he's been engaged with individual and group substance use disorder programming, all UDS negative per report, and he is doing well in phase 1.
All right, very good, very good. Mr. Scott, do you have anything on Mr. Warhurst that you want to share with the court?
Just real quickly, Your Honor, thank you. Mr. Warhurst is doing very well. I would just encourage him to understand that he can be happy, that he deserves to be happy, and that don't look at Emmanuel House as just a geographical cure, that he can do well just while he's there, but he can do well post his completion of that process, and he deserves that. I never thought that Mr. Warhurst would have a problem with at Emmanuel House. I just want him to get the tools he needs to continue that momentum with what the court has provided to him. So, and I'll see you this week as well, Mr. Warhurst. So continue doing a good job.
Thank you, Mr. Scott.
All right. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good report, sir. Good attitude. I like when you said patience is a virtue. I need to remember that sometimes myself. Keep up the good work. We're proud of you. Be proud of yourself, sir. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, if I might add, yeah, Mr. Warhurst, you're doing a great job. I know you and I talked when you first came into this program. Your outlook is good. We are proud of you, so keep up the great work. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, if I could interject with one more thing, just of course, due to my sage fraternal brother, Jesse Reed, I was going to interject to Mr. Warhurst that when he mentioned patience, that I wanted to share with you, Mr. Warhurst, and always remember this. This was given to me a while back. I don't know where it came from or who gave it to me, but I never forgot it. They told me that with regards to patience, you're either going to have patience or you're going to be one. So I strongly suggest that you hold on to the former and not the latter, because sometimes when you're made a patient, that patient comes with handcuffs and bologna sandwiches and wearing a green suit. So we don't want that kind of patience. So just food for thought.
I'm writing it down.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Scott.
Definitely, absolutely. All right, Mr. Warhurst, if no other questions for the court, I believe Miss Cleveland, he's coming back April 27th. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. April 27th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
All right, wonderful. Mr. Warhurst, did you get that?
Yes, Your Honor. April 27th, 8:30.
I need everyone in the courtroom to join me in thanking Mr. Warhurst for his service to this country and putting on the uniform. Come on, let's celebrate Mr. Warhurst. Thank you, Mr. Warhurst. We appreciate you. We do. We appreciate you. Take good care of yourself. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week, okay?
You too, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Give me 1 second. All right, let's do it. I am ready on. Mr. Wyatt is in my courtroom. I'm not sure why he's in my courtroom. But let me, before I address Mr. Wyatt, let me get Mr. Twitty. Come on, Mr. Twitty.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Twitty. How are you?
I'm blessed, and you?
I am too, Mr. Twitty. Have you been listening to court this morning?
Yes.
Has anything been said that's helped you along the way?
I mean, like the last guy said, patience. He been learning patience. I've most definitely been learning patience.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy before that, he had a lot to say. And I like that, his energy was positive, which made me feel like I always tell people, you might think you're in a bad space until you hear what somebody else is going through. And then just the energy he was giving off, it's like, that was like uplifting. And then you said about I want to say the first guy, when he said that, like, you're right, people don't wake up and just think they're going to do drugs. Like, I didn't wake up and think I was going to catch 2 DUIs back to back, but, it happened, but you just got to, overcome your adversities or whatever. And, you just got to make the best of it. Like I said, like the guy before the last guy, he was just so much energy, so much positivity. It was just like, like, that's what's up.
Yeah, you can do this, right, Mr. Twitty? That's Mr. Richardson.
Mr. Richardson.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm so glad that you're staying engaged, and this is so important. That's why people should come to court on time. If you can stay, I'd like for them to stay, because you never know what's going to be said that could just, change your mind about something ever so slight, that could have a lasting impact, a great impact on your life. And so I'm glad you've been listening, Mr. Twitty. Yeah.
And I remember when you first when it first started, you was talking about like a little journal with people keeping notes and stuff. So, I at first I was like taking little notes, like, this was like my little first, or I just write something about how I felt about that day, or like, just taking little notes and stuff. But I mean, to be honest, I haven't went to an AA meeting in like 3 days because, like, I don't know, the last meeting I went to, it just like I don't go to the same meeting. I go to like different meetings. And the last meeting I went to, I just didn't like the meeting.
Okay. Then you don't have to ever go back to that one.
You said don't go back
to that one. I didn't say don't go back. You got
right. I'm not.
I said don't go back to that one.
Right.
Sometimes you have to find the right fit for you, right? The right people. But irrespective of where you go, keep an open mind. I've learned my greatest life lessons in situations that I did not like. Some of them I created for myself. Some of them I was thrusted into. Some of them caught me by surprise. But which is why I'm a big journal queen, like a really big journal queen. I learned some of my greatest life lessons in situations, in tight places, in places that this is not for me. But I learned some great lessons that helped me to not get back into some tighter situations, right?
Right.
And so you don't have to go back to that meeting. Find the one that works for you, but go. And even if you go and you're not feeling that one, keep an open mind. You can always learn something. Even if you just learn, put on your list, don't do that right there. that was crazy. Stay away from this or what have you. Okay? How's that sound, Mr. Smith?
And I got the information for the apprenticeship program, and I had looked into that, and it's like, it looked like something that I want to do. Like, I always like doing carpentry, electrical, because I had went to Northwestern Tech for a while or whatnot before stuff started getting bad. And I want to say it was like a 9-month program. I was maybe 3 or 4 months into the program until stuff started going bad, but I liked it because it was like carpentry, electrical, heating and cooling, working with air conditioning, refrigeration and stuff. And when I looked into the other program, I called them and left a message because they were saying something about how the office hours are fluctuating because of due to COVID or whatnot. So I called and left a message with my name and number and stuff. And when I went and looked them up on the internet, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They offer carpentry, electrical, multiple different things, I'm like, so that's most definitely something I'll be, trying to get into.
So now look, don't wait for them to follow up with you. Is this with Mr. Jackson's school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Don't wait for them to call you back. You call back.
Okay.
I had to sign up when I was much younger than I am now. Go get it. Go get it. Don't wait for somebody to hand it to you. Go get it. So
Get it right, right.
come on, call them back so they can know I really want to do this, because I think that Mr. Jackson was a part of our program. He's a graduate of our program, and he still gives back to this program. And so Mr. Yancey, maybe check with Mr. Griffin, because I know that he stays really connected, to let him know we sent Mr. Twitty and he's waiting on a call back. And so, but I want you to get up and go get it. Don't wait for somebody to give it to you. Right? Isn't that what we like?
Yes.
Even stuff that's not good for us, we get up and go get it, right?
Get it. Cool.
Take on that same thought process for the things that are good for us. I'm not waiting for you to give it to me. I'm going to get it. Give me my stuff.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. All right. Very good. Mr. Twitty, you went to Northwestern.
Northwestern Tech for heating and cooling.
Yes.
Not Northwestern High School.
No. I'm talking about Northwestern Tech. I made a comment about you in staffing. And so now you just validated my comment that I made about you in staffing. Mr. Yancey, I don't know if you picked up on that, but he just—
Yeah, I remember what you said too.
Yeah, it was a good comment. I just want
It
you to—
was.
It wasn't a bad comment. I said there was something about you. I'm like, you're very smart, you're very intelligent. And I want to make sure that while you are with us, that we tap into that, and not so much us, but that you tap into it. That
Most
you—
definitely.
and that you understand that it can work for you. It may not work as fast as some other stuff, but we know that that other stuff, there is no happy ending, right? There's no retirement. There's no sailing away in the sun. None of that. They may rap about it, sing about it, whatever. But truth be told, you can pull up the statistics, right? And you know, no happy ending. You are smart enough and intelligent enough to be able to have that happy ending with some hard work. Come on. Yeah, got it. All right, that's what I said about you and staffing, that you're smart. Yeah. All right, Mr. Twitty.
Thank you.
And so you working your program, you're doing everything you're supposed to do?
Yes, I gotta go drop today. Okay. I didn't go. I could have went this morning, but I didn't because I didn't want to miss court. So.
All right, but you're gonna make it happen, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to most definitely go. Yes.
All right. Are you having any challenges that we need to know about that we can help you with, Mr. Twitty?
I mean, my main focus, well, not focus, but the main challenge right now is just this court that I got on the 28th. You know, I mean, I'm most definitely prepared for whatever they're going to do. You know, I just hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Other than that, I wouldn't even attempt to think about no license right now, since I just caught this DUI and I also have one more pending. So, but as far as everything else, you know, everything is good. I worked out everything with all the little situations I had going on. So the only thing that I'm worried for that's happening right now is this other case in Southfield, and I go back to court for that on the 28th. So hopefully that goes right.
Right. Go in with a positive attitude, right? And
yes.
And make sure that if they're talking to you about anything, let them know that you are in our specialty court. Okay.
Okay.
You know all the things that you're required to do in here with us. Okay. Who's your judge in Southfield? Do you know?
I want to say her name, Arvant. She's so mean.
But you're not going to say that about my colleague now. I don't allow that, Miss.
I apologize.
There are no mean judges in the world. There are some that are firm and some that are firmer than others, and some that might be hard as rock, but they are not mean. And that's all I'm gonna say. And we moving on. And I can see your facial expression. Stop it. All right. Look, irrespective of how people treat you, you don't have to give back what they're given, right? You can still do something different. So still be respectful, still be polite, be on time, be dressed appropriately. And you know, judges have bad days, right? Did you know that?
Yes.
Mr. Kashari is saying no. I have bad days. And so we are human up under here. We do. We have bad days. And so maybe let's just hope that the judge was having a bad day. And when you go on the 28th, everything will work out for you. Okay.
Okay. Have you always like been like a regular drug court judge? Because I feel like I've like came in front of you before for some odd reason. I don't know.
Talking about you came in front of me because I've done other dockets. I've only been a part of specialty court since 2017, since March of 2000.
Oh, okay.
So I did other dockets, criminal, and so
That's why I ain't want to mention it. Because I'm like, but I just remember Judge Holmes, like, okay, Ms. Holmes, Judge Holmes.
was I mean to you?
Most definitely not.
Don't answer, Mr. Twitty. Don't answer. All right. Well, you're here with us now. You're in problem solving court, and we want to work on, helping you to discover a better you, because you already have what it takes. You just need to tap into it. So I want you to continue to Mr. Yancey reported in staffing that you're doing a great job. Mr. Yancey, I don't know if there's anything else you want to report out on Mr. Twitty.
Nothing much, Your Honor. Just want him to continue to work on the core of the program. And there are a lot of meetings. There are a lot of meetings in the country. Mr. Reed will tell you about there's meetings outside the country. So, explore those meetings, and the harder you work with the core of the program, then I can help with you with working on some of the extra things. So just keep working the program, keep in contact with me. I appreciate you bugging your therapist, because she called me before I left, and I was mad at you for bugging her so much that she called me. But I appreciate it, because I got a treatment plan out of her and a date when I'm gonna get something else from her. So that worked out.
Bug her. Yeah.
You see, I had to start sending you our text. I'm like, lady, do you not understand? I keep telling you this man wants this paperwork. I had to start screenshotting the messages, sending them to Mr. Yancey. Like, I'm literally telling this lady to reach out.
There's some providers that work 90% from home, but their paperwork, they have to go into the office to send it. And that's really what's going on with almost all the lack of paperwork that I'm getting. The providers have to get into the office to get it to me.
Yes, those documents are confidential, and so they can't bring them home and all those good things. So be a little patient, but thank you for looking out for you. There you go. Very good. Mr. Yancey, I know we also in staffing talked about tether removal. Did they come and remove the tether?
Yes.
Got that done.
Wonderful. Great shape. Mr. Yancey, anything else?
No, Your Honor. He's in good shape right now.
All right. Mr. Reed, Mr. Fikens?
Yes, Judge, thank you. I just wanted to say, good report. Keep up the good work. Be safe. And we have participants who are doing Zoom meetings in Australia, New Zealand, and California. Not to say that California is outside this country, but New Zealand, Australia, and California. So you can Zoom anywhere, get a good meeting. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
And Your Honor, if I might add, Mr. Twitty, you mentioned earlier about positivity for another defendant here in court. It appears to me that you have that same positive attitude, and keep up that great work, sir. We're proud of you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very good, Mr. Twitty. Any questions for the team?
No questions, but I do want to say, thank you all mostly for everything, and then getting the tether, not saying that I'm trying to like do anything extra, but most definitely that was like, because paying that $400 a month, like I said, I'm not even working right now, and I have to pay for parole, and I'm trying to take care of my sons and daughters, so that was just but thank you.
Willing to help you as long as you are helping yourself, okay? In that category with respect to that tether. So as long as you do what you're supposed to do, you're good with respect to that tether, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Mr. Yancey, when do you have Mr. Twitty coming back?
Yeah, and I would like to have him come back on April 29th so I can find out what happens on the 28th when he goes to a different court.
All right, very good. Did you get that, Mr. Twitty, on the 29th?
Yes.
29th, all right, at 8:30, and then hopefully we'll have some resolution or some information from you with respect to Southfield, okay? Hang in there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think I might need to because I know when I was doing a little drug testing for Troy, I had to like forward it to the Southfield bond supervision people or something like that. So I might, when I go to test today for exams, I'm going to see if they can like forward my results to Southfield as well.
Okay.
Because that's what she was complaining about the last time, telling me. And I was telling her, like, I'm on the tether, so it's not like, but
Okay. If she said she wants the actual screening results from the facility, then that's what you need to do. So make that happen.
Okay.
Do what you need to do to get it. Make it happen. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see you on the 29th. Do well, Mr. Twitty.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Judge? Judge?
Yes.
May I have permission to leave the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
We talked yesterday, I think, and
thank you, Mr. Reed. If we need you, we'll call you, okay?
thank you, Judge. 24/7, Judge, 24/7. Call Mr. Pikens first, though, but then call me. Be safe. Great session today, people. Great session. Thank you, Judge.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Reed.
Yes, Judge.
No, I'll see you Thursday.
Thursday.
All right. Take care. All right. I am ready on Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace just came on when he got ready. I saw you, Mr. Wallace. Did you come on when you got ready? Unmute for me. Well, it says you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Mr. Wallace. Mr. Griffin, I just saw your message to me on Mr. Wyatt as to
Yeah,
why.
I looked it up. Yeah, he was supposed to be back court to the 27th. But when I ran his name, those tickets came up. So I sent them to you and the lawyer. So he did pick up some new tickets in March.
Where's Mr. Wyatt now? Did he leave the courtroom?
He left the courtroom. I don't know if Ms. Robs contacted him or something or what, but yeah, when I ran it, I just saw those tickets. So that's why I just sent them to you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll come back. Okay. Who's Mr. Wyatt's
Ms. Robs.
No.
Oh, mentor. Okay.
Mr.
I am, Your Honor, yes.
All right. Did you hear that, Mr. Scott?
Yes, I am. It's the first time that I heard of it.
Okay. I need you to touch base with him.
I'm calling him as we speak, Your Honor.
Yeah. And let him know I'm not happy. Because when we solving problems, you can't be out there creating problems. That cannot happen. Cannot happen. All right. What happened to Mr. Wallace? I don't see him. Maybe he's dialing back in. Mr. Watt, there he is.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
State your name for the record.
Darren Wallace.
All right, Mr. Wallace. I have the following for Darren Wallace. I have case number U 735-20611, case number 17045-29901. All right, Mr. Wallace, what's going on with you? You came into the room when you got ready.
No, I was talking to Miss Rob. She was sending me the code to get in.
Okay.
And she had let me know that she wasn't in court today.
All right. Make sure you write down the Zoom ID.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been.
Yeah, I just saved it in my phone. Huh?
Did you see me lean in? I said it's been the same code for the last year.
Yeah, I just saved it in my phone because this is a new phone.
All right, Mr. Wallace. I'm glad to see you today.
I'm glad to see you too.
All right, what's going on with you? Tell me what you've been doing. I don't see you now. Fill me in. What's going on?
No, I just just working. I'm just trying to get over this little hump. That's it.
Okay, is it a little you share with us?
Yeah, I guess I just recently had a house fire at my apartment, so I had to go back over there with my moms and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, I had told Mr. Scott and Miss Robs about it.
How are
So
you?
she gave. I'm saying this. You know, all I do is I just think like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just glad we got up out of there. Everybody made it up out of there safe. You know, I had to
I am
I had
too.
to climb I had to climb up on the third floor on the balcony to help these people and help their dog. Their dog was 50 pounds, a little bulldog.
And you saved the dog?
Oh yeah, I had to.
That's awfully kind of you.
Yeah, I had to, but yeah, I'm just dealing with that right now. Getting some help from Red Cross. Miss Robs gave me some information on some people to call to help out.
All right. And so look, I'm glad you all made it out safely. Baby's good, fiance's good, everybody's
Yeah, yeah. My son wasn't even there that night. He was supposed to come over that night, honestly, but his mom said she didn't want to drive all the way out there to drop him off.
okay. All right. And it worked out, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did.
It
But
did.
yeah, they said about the next 3 weeks they should be having a new apartment for us to move in. So I'm just over here right now.
Okay.
But besides that, everything is going good.
All right. Very good. You working, Mr. Wallace? Still working?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Your
I'm actually I'm actually waiting on my auntie now.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Good. Very good. Look, what are you doing to handle all these stressors? You got a lot on your plate.
No, you know what? Actually, I've been talking to my Miss Billups. You know, she from the sobriety house, she my counselor. So, I've been talking to her. I just got done talking to her yesterday. So she told me to come up there and they was gonna put me a little package together because I let her know about everything.
Okay. All right.
So
So you realize you have resources available to you to handle the stressors of life, right?
yeah, and I had called Mr. Scott when it happened. I had let him know about it, you know what I'm saying? He had talked to me and stuff like that and let me know that he went through one of them tragedies, but like I said, all the materialistic stuff, you know what I'm saying? You can get that stuff back. A life you can't.
That's right. You certainly have the right perspective. You certainly have the right perspective. There are things we can replace, money can buy, and there are some things that money cannot buy. And it sounds like the things that were the most valuable to you, that you have those things. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good. Was mom receptive to you coming back home? I'm sure she was, right? I see you smiling. I know mom's run a tight ship over there, and I don't even know her, and I like her and respect her.
She understands.
She understands. I know she run a tight ship too, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Tell me.
For
Yeah,
sure.
that's a good thing. That's a good mom. She cares about her child.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, when she want her space and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I go over my auntie house, I go over my grandma's house for a couple of days,
All right.
Yeah.
As long as you're working toward, getting things together, she's going to be patient with you. And you do the right thing, right, Mr. Wallace?
Oh yes, ma'am. It's all falling in place. Everything is falling in place. It's coming back. So I'm like I said, when it happened, I wasn't mad or nothing like that. I was kind of upset. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't stressed out or nothing like that. It was just, it's a hump you got to get over. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's like Mr. Scott said, you ain't go back out and use this. I'm like, no, that's just something I'm not trying to go back to. You know what I'm saying? Because I dealt with a lot going through that.
Yeah. And you're doing so well, Mr. Wallace. We
Yeah.
really, bumpy relationship, right? Bumpy road.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just told Miss Billis that yesterday. Like me and the judge, we done been down a long road.
And somehow we got in step with each other. And look at you. You are doing a great job. I am so proud of you. I was asking about how you were handling the stress of still have the baby, you had to move, there's a fire, and all of the other things that are going on in your life because concerned that you might think about picking up. I am so proud of you that you did not pick up. I am.
I can't do that. I gotta let my son know he watching me, you know.
Yes, he is. And he's not listening to you. You said it right. He's not listening to you. He's watching you.
Yeah, he like a little sponge.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so just remember that our kids will do what they see us do before they listen to what we tell them to do, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We hate it as parents, right? But
Yeah.
it's reality, okay?
Mhm.
Glad to see you today. What do you need us to help you with?
Nothing really. The last time I talked to Miss Rives on a face-to-face call, she let me know everything, like my tickets and everything. So, and she let me know I only had to pay the court, what was it, $480, I think, you know, and I was trying to ask her, but she was, like I said, she wasn't in today. How do I go about paying some money?
Okay, and so who's standing in for Miss Robs on this case?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, and make sure you check your chat, Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin, can he get with you about how to get the money to the court?
Yep. Give me a call because I don't know if I got your right telephone number. I tried to call you this morning. So 313-965-3833.
You talking to me, right?
Yeah. 965-38.
I actually can't put your number in my phone because, you know, but I can give you my number though.
Well, we don't want to give your number.
Yeah, I want you, my office numbers, but it's just the court number, 965-3833.
All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat and then you can write it down, okay?
Okay.
Wallace, 965, what's the rest of the number, Mr. Griffin?
3833.
3833.
I'll text it to Mr. Wallace, Your Honor.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Scott, all right. All right, so make sure you reach out to Mr. Griffin. And Mr. Griffin, just see if there's anything that is adjustable.
Okay.
And then let the court know, and then also check your chat regarding a question for you. So, and we can talk about that, okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Wallace, anything else?
No, that's really it. I'm taking care of Westland. You know, once I'm done, I'm gonna go take care of Westland because that's really the only thing. Like, yeah, that's really the only thing.
All right, very good. You getting it done? Look at you.
Yeah, besides, yeah, everything's going good. Everything's going good. You know, I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Now, you know I'm ear hustling. What's that sound in the background?
The dog.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. I'm like, now that better not be a little kid he's not paying attention to, but all right.
No, he be wanting to play all day.
Okay.
So when you don't play with him, he just start crying.
All right. Scott, what do you want to tell us about Mr. Wallace?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Obviously, I don't really need to say anything Mr. Wallace has exhibited in his demeanor and his comportment. I think that one thing I want to stress is with Mr. Wallace, his level of maturity as a man is beyond reproach since he came in here. He already admitted that he and the court, especially with Your Honor, did not get off to the best start. We had some bumpy roads. Even with me, he had to, learn his trust with me. But once he buckled down, and I just kept preaching him trust the process. And when he brought this unfortunate incident to me, of course, the first thing that I asked him was, did you go use? And he said he did not, which speaks volumes to his growth at this juncture. And on this call right now, there's myself, Mr. Yancey, Mr. Griffin, I don't even know Mr. Dixon, but we're all men of varying ages. And we would tell you, I think each to the person, that as a man, we go through various stages of growth. And this has been a monumental stage of growth for you, Mr. Wallace. And you have You have come through tremendously. So I just commend you, as the judge has already said. You have really, really grown and accepted your role as just man, father, son, and just a whole gamut of role models and hats that you wear. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. You're making me look good, Mr. Wallace. That's all that matters to me. I don't care what else going on. You're making me look good. So keep doing what you're doing. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Fikens, anything for Mr. Wallace?
Well, thank you, Your Honor. I would just like to echo the words of Mr. Scott. When you came here, Mr. Wallace, you told me when we first met, I can do this and I'm going to do this. And all you've done is proven to us, but mostly proven to yourself that those were true words. You can do this and you're doing it. So we are very proud of you, sir. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, Mr. Wallace, it's good to see you today. Glad that you're safe. Glad that you are still working on you. You know where to find us if you need us. You have enough resources connected to you that you know you're not in this, whatever this is, by yourself. And so I'm going to, Mr. Griffin, I'm not certain if there was something else you wanted to report out on Mr. Wallace.
Yeah, we did stop this case yesterday, and we had some discussions about, he's been doing such a wonderful job in the program. Like Mr. Scott said, his growth, you can see it. I've been here since he's been here. So, I saw him go through the ups and downs to get to this point. I'm really proud of him. So continue to work hard. And we did discuss about giving him some type of incentive. So that's something that we're going to work on. To help him out, with the problem that he's going through, facing right now, and just to let him know that, we support him and that we're with him. So we'll get that in the works, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Yes, we are very proud of you. And that was the consensus in staffing on yesterday, that you have really worked this program and we can see the progress. And I hope that you see it as well, Mr. Wallace.
Yes, I do.
All right. When do we have Mr. Wallace coming back, Mr. Griffin?
Your Honor, that'll be May the 11th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. and that'll be for a face-to-face, unless something else come up, Your Honor.
All right. We'll put it for face-to-face at 9:30. And so, of course, we'll work from there. But that's your court date, May 11th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Good to see you. Stay strong, stay safe, and we're here if you need us, okay?
Okay, thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you. All right. Before I close out the docket, there is one other person that's on with a question mark. I have no idea who it is.
I think it may be Miss Robs. I think she may be looking in. That's the only person I can think of.
Okay.
So.
I don't even have the prompt to ask them to start their video. They're not connected to audio. And so the most that I can do is ask them to please let me know who you are. I'm doing it in the chat. All right, I need to know who you are so we can service you, so I don't pass anyone up. Let me make sure that I'm gonna make sure I've cleared the docket, and then there's a quick discussion that I'd like to have. Let's see, is Mr. Yancey on with respect to Annette James?
Your Honor,
let me place her case numbers on the record. I'm sorry, let me do that. 17045849001, 19056382201 for Annette James. Mr. Yancey.
Your Honor, I want to respectfully do a warrant out for Ms. James. I've tried to contact her all day yesterday. Also in the evening, I tried to contact her first cousin, whose number I do have. I've talked to her before, and I've tried to contact Stephanie Smith at Hope House, and I can't get anybody on the phone. And it's just really strange. I did talk to Miss James yesterday. She called me at 8 o'clock. I said, well, you have Zoom And she said yes. I said, well, I'll see you in a half an hour. So I don't really, I can't assume she's in the hospital. And if she is, I can find out and we can remove the warrant, but I have no clue as to her whereabouts at this time.
And we've adjourned her a few times, Mr. Fikens, to give her an opportunity to show up in court because she's been doing so well. And so, Mr. Fikens, in response.
Well, I certainly don't have any indication of her whereabouts either, number one. I hope all is well with her. That's all I can hope for, is that she's as healthy as she can be. I don't know at this point whether or not a warrant will be helpful. I certainly think we have to make some kind of contact with her. That's the only thing I can say, Judge.
And I'll continue
I'm concerned about
to try to contact her, but to put another adjournment date out and I'm unable to reach her, we just keep giving her dates. So that's why I'm asking that we do a warrant, Your Honor.
Yeah, and I'm going to grant the request for the warrant. Mr. Yancey, prepare it. And of course,
I just sent it over, Judge.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Griffin. And of course, if Ms. James, I want to make sure she's not spiraling somewhere.
Yes.
And that's important to me because she's done so well, but I also know she needs the support, as Ms. Smith had indicated to us earlier, that she'll need that lifetime support. And so I want to make sure, because Mr. Yancey, you mentioned the boyfriend in staffing, and that just kind of really, like, I hope she's not going back to old places and old familiar faces. I'm not suggesting that that's what has happened. I'm just indicating that piece of information. And now she's not showing up when she's always shown up. I want to make sure she's good. So I'm going to grant the request. I'll issue the warrant. It'll be a remand to Judge Holmes. She's in the specialty court program. And so the show cause piece does not apply to her because she's already in our specialty court program. And then of course, if you find her, if you're able to connect with her, let her know I am concerned about her, and let's get her on Zoom. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
She's still testing, Mr. Yancey?
She's testing when she's not with Miss Smith.
Okay.
So
I don't know where she is. So yeah.
Yeah, and I can't catch up with Miss Smith, and then all of a sudden her cousin's phone is off. So it was those three things in a row. I'm just not comfortable.
Okay.
So
I'll sign the warrant. All right, very good. I have the last three matters. Just indulge me for just a second. I have case number 200-560-9601 for Antia Harris. Mr. Griffin, you conducted a face-to-face with Ms. Harris?
Yep, I talked to her, Your Honor. She's doing very well, no problems. Her next scheduled court date to see you will be May the 11th at 8:30 a.m.
Wonderful, thank you. I have case number Z8067021 for Michael Lamar.
Talked to Mr. Lamar also this morning, Your Honor. He's doing well. He got another court date, arraignment date. It's not until October on his new charges. So I'll keep you abreast to what's going on with that. But other than that, he's doing everything he's supposed to. So his next court date also will be May the 11th at 8:30 a.m., Your Honor.
Wonderful. And then the final case that I have is case number 1906014101 for Patrick McGraw.
That's my case, Your Honor. I spoke with him briefly this morning, but we're going to have to talk again because I have to restate the community service. He has to make contact with Ms. Green over there, so he asked me to call him back a little bit later. But I will talk to him later today or tomorrow.
Very good. And what's his return to court date?
Return to court is May 11th via Zoom at 8:30 a.m.
Wonderful. I have no other matters on my docket. Did I miss anything?
Your Honor, just real quickly, I don't know. I did speak with Mr. Wyatt. He indicated that he did, as Mr. Griffin indicated, did receive some tickets 2 tickets in particular for speeding and running a traffic, a red light. He received those tickets.
License?
No, there's a no operate, no
Oh, that was-
operating.
okay, okay. He,
permit,
he
NOP,
told-
no insurance, speeding
Yeah.
and legal term. Yeah, those
Okay.
4 tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, he did indicate, I did tell him it would probably behoove him to log back on today. However, he did indicate that he was in the middle of a job interview. And I told him that I would convey that to the court. And I did, of course, express your honor's sentiments that, of course, that you were not pleased with these recent events.
All right, was he in Detroit? Yeah, well, he had to be. You were able to access them, Mr. Griffin. Thank you, Mr.
He claims that he was with his cousin who was unable to operate the vehicle at the time, so. I said it would be best, Mr. Wyatt, for you to tell the story to your honor yourself instead of having me as your emissary or liaison, because I clearly, I don't think I could convey it as well as you could. So I'll defer to Mr. Wyatt to handle to drink his own poison. That's what I did, your honor. So.
Yeah, let's do that. No need of everybody.
I had to drink mine, so.
No need of everybody drinking from the same cup when we know what the outcome is going to be. Mr. Fikens, I need Mr. Wyatt. I need Mr. Wyatt to come back. Not to be. I want him to do his job interview, but let's talk about him in staffing on Thursday. Can we bring Mr. Wyatt back on my docket on Friday? I'd like to staff him on Thursday. Staff.
Judge.
Does that sound good for the team?
Yes. Does for me, Judge.
Very good. So we'll bring him to staffing. Ms. Drew, put him on my docket, Mr. Wyatt on my docket for Friday. And then I'll be able to address those matters at that time. All right. Mr. Wyatt. All right.